Good evening, and welcome to Fade in the Books. Tonight, we're going to go over the Thursday night football game, give you our six best picks between the Steelers and the Bengals taking place in Cincinnati. We're going to start off giving you our favorite Bengals picks. With that being said, we're going to give you a little bit of the background with the Steelers as far as their overall pass and rush defense. That way, we're just gonna try and make our picks make a little more sense to you guys. With that being said, the Steelers defense right now passing they're 31st, and in rushing yards they are 16th. Uh, Steelers are a pretty good rush team, defense. So we're not going to be really looking at any Bengals rushing yards. uh, Brandon, what you think about this matchup tonight? And you want to give us your first pick?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's a really good matchup. Again, I love it when they do the divisional matchups with Thursday night because it gives more meaning to the actual game itself. So we got the AFC North right here, the first place AFC North Pittsburgh Steelers 4-1, taking on the uh, surprisingly second place Bengals at 2-4. I think this is a huge game for the Bengals because they are basically it's a make it or break it. I think you can make up ground with over their next two if they win with this one, but it's gonna be very difficult for them to actually make up ground if they lose to this one. Going into their bye in the next couple of weeks. So I think it's going to be played very, very closely. So the first pick I really like for Bengals. I think that Joe Flacco was a good pickup for them because Jay Browning just wasn't getting the job done. So I got him at 225 passing yards. He had plenty experience with um, the Steelers over his career. I mean, as you can just imagine, that how many times he done played the Steelers, being in what did he come from the Ravens, and he played them last
Mm-hmm.
year with the Colts as well. So he's familiar with the Pittsburgh Steelers. So I think that's probably the best quarterback they probably could have picked up, especially for a divisional game there. What you think about that?
Yeah, I got his numbers pulled up. His numbers doesn't show that because, of course, he's with Cleveland. But Joe Flacco, being a seasoned quarterback, going against the 31st ranked Steelers defense, pass defense, he has a lot of weapons around him. And
Yeah,
we know that Joe Flacco likes to sling the ball. Chase Brown hasn't been the best running back like he was maybe a year ago. I think a year or
yeah.
two ago he was looking nice. Um,
That
I
offensive
like
line kind of
Flacco.
hurt it, man. That offensive line's hurting that run game. Um,
Yeah.
that's why I think that they're gonna have to lean on that pass game itself. Only hesitancy I have on it is this will be Flacco's second game in 9 days since joining the team.
Yeah.
So he only joined the team
Yeah.
about 9 days ago. It's going to be his second game in 9 days. So um, he's going to be very thrust into it very much. But the way he responded to the Packers, though, the Packers defense was very good. I really liked how he
Hmm.
responded to the Packers defense, only being there for a couple days. This one, man, I really love it.
Yeah. I like I said, man, I like the pick. Flacco is seasoned Super Bowl champ. He
Super Bowl
he's
champ.
pretty good at getting the ball. He's pretty good at getting the ball out. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and he has receivers out there. With Higgins and chasing them, man. Like you give him the ball, man, they can make a play, and that's gonna make a lot of things easier for him. Back there.
Absolutely. Who's going to be throwing it to?
Who is he gonna be throwing it to? He's going to
Yeah.
Chase.
Chase.
He's going to
Yeah.
Chase.
I like Chase. Chase is going to be a
And,
hot target. Who you
and
got
with that
for your
being
second
said,
pick?
for my second pick, well, my
Yeah,
first
your
pick,
first pick.
yeah, my first pick, I'm going with Noah Fant. I got him for 25 yards receiving. Let's go ahead and get that 25 up there for you. He's green in all them. Again, two games. I think he didn't play in the Denver game. And the Detroit game he played, I don't know if he got hurt, but he didn't have no targets or anything like that. And as we see here, when he's in the game, he's covered that line. There's starting tight end, I do believe. I can't say his name.
Mike Gesicki.
Mike Jazicki, yeah, he's
Yeah.
been ruled out. So I think that's
Yep.
gonna give Fant, a nice opportunity to cover this line. What you think about that?
Yeah, Noah Fant coming over from the Seattle Seahawks. Um, Geno Smith definitely knew how to use Noah Fant over there with Seattle. I think they're gonna kind of use him in the same fashion. Um, Now Joe Flacco's actually there. I know that Denver game there, Jake Browning was actually throwing the ball to the other team more than he was throwing it to his own team. That's why his targets wasn't there, and that's when they realized, hey, we can't keep rolling with Jake Browning, and Joe Flacco knows how to get the ball to his targets. I can tell you that he may not be able to move in that pocket if it is going to be a pocket. But he can get the ball out. He can get the ball out very quickly. After
Hmm.
seeing that last year with the Colts when he was with the Colts for those 4 or 5 games or whatever. So no offense, that big target right in the middle, especially without Mike Gesicki, that's 25 yards should be able to be easy cash there.
Hmm. Yeah.
Speaking of
And
another
which.
target that we got, it's gonna be Jamar Chase. Sorry, Jamar Chase. You know that's gonna be his number one target. Um, you see how frustrated Jamar Chase is when he don't get the ball. I like him at the alternate 70 yards. I know his line is like 78 or something like that, maybe 80 or whatever. But I like his alternate at 70 just to be a little safe with it. Um, they're gonna try to force feed him the ball. He gets frustrated. He's talking to the head coach. He's on the sideline. He's talking. He wants it. And with them going one-on-one matchups there, Porter can't guard him. They ain't got nobody on the defense that can really guard him one-on-one. So I really like his matchup, regardless of whoever they put on him with Jamar Chase there.
Hmm. I love that play. Again, we're fading that Steelers defense. Jamar Chase, top three receiver, if not top two. You
Mm-hmm.
know, definitely. Outside of maybe Jefferson, maybe even
Ooh.
though
Hey, Puka getting
you
up
know
there.
Pook. I mean, Puka's nice too. Puka's nice too. But Trace is top three.
Yeah,
Regardless.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely, hands down.
And somebody like Flacco will make he'll be able to give him the ball. Where he needs to get it to him. So he can make a play. Um, like I
Yeah,
said,
and
man, the Steelers defense. I mean, I don't know. I might even take T Higgins for 50 yards. But
mm-hmm.
Chase, I definitely like him. At that line or whatnot for sure.
Yeah. Even with the 6 games they have so far, he still have 468 yards so far with 3 different quarterbacks. Um, so he knows how to get open. He knows how to get the ball. So he's just a playmaker, man. You can't go wrong. But Jamar Chase is that dude. He is that dude.
Yeah, he definitely is.
So those are our 3 plays for the Bengals there. So we're thinking Joe Flacco 225, Jamar Chase 70 yards, and Noah Fant 25 yards on the reception. And going over to
Hmm.
the Pittsburgh Steelers side there, um, first one I like honestly is their high target person as well is DK Metcalf. I'm not sold on the Bengals defense whatsoever. I'm not sure if they even gonna have a pass rush because Trey Henderson is actually listed as questionable. I want to say he's probably gonna be game time decision. By the time we're recording this, he's questionable right now with his hip. But first it
Hmm.
was his back, and then they just actually listed it as his hip. Um, so I'm not sure how much pressure they're actually going to get on him. And DK Metcalf is going to be their number one target. There at 60 yards. That's what I like him at 60 yards. There's alternate. Um, he's one of the type of players that if you get him on a run, he's big, he's fast, he can score. And he did it
Yeah.
a couple times this year with Aaron Rodgers, that catch and run, which boosted up his numbers. I believe it was one of those games where they were overseas. I want to say he had like a 60-yard run itself, a catch and run, 60-yard run there a couple weeks ago. What you think
Hmm.
about DK?
Man, I love DK. One of the biggest receivers in the league. Going up against a team who ranks 30th. As far as like reception yards and 26 in reception yards to the wide receiver position. DK's gonna get it done. You know, these Steelers are on the roll, 4-1, and again, we're just fading. We're just fading the data. That's
Yeah,
what it is. So I mean, 60 yards, man. Halftime, he may cover that because we know he can. You just throw it up there, and he's gonna get it.
yeah. And this
So
game is one of them games Aaron Rodgers may have a little leeway to actually force the ball in certain ways. And you know how Aaron
Hmm.
Rodgers can get. He will force the ball if he feel like he can there. And I think to DK Metcalf wouldn't be a bad target to actually force the ball to there.
Yeah, a real good target. With my pick here, we're gonna go with Jalen Warren. Uh, I took him for 40 yards rushing and an alternate. I know he was banged up um, a couple games ago,
Hmm.
but he has covered this line 3 of the 4 times he's played. So they're kind of working him back in. Um, Again, I mean the Bengals, they're horrible. They're bottom 10 in rush defense. They're 30th in rushing yards to the running back. 40 yards. I can see him covering this. It should be easy. Should be a breeze against this Bengals defense. 40 yards.
Yeah, I think that he's averaging about 13 to 14 carries a game. There with him 13, 14 carries a game at almost 3.5 yards a carry. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Against a relatively good defense that he's been running up against this season. So I think that that should be a good pick. Honestly, I like it at his actual line. So 40 to be safe with it is actually a pretty good play with it on there. So I think his line is what 48 and a half last time I checked.
Mm-hmm.
So 40 gives you really good wiggle room to actually get to that as
Yep.
well.
What you
You
got for
got
us?
now you got one more. Go ahead and throw that last one out there for us.
Oh, the last one. Surprise pick. Darnell Washington.
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking him at 20 yards receiving. That's an alternate there. As we can see here, the last 2 games he's covered that line. Darnell Washington is emerging as the number 1 tight end for the Steelers. And it's one of those things. What I've learned about Aaron Rodgers is if you gain Aaron Rodgers' trust, he'll throw it to you. He'll find a way to
Yeah.
get it to you. And I think this last game against Cleveland with him getting 62 yards against that Cleveland's defense, I think that, like, yeah, Rodgers like, yeah, I got another target I can go to. Who can catch the ball if I get it in his direction.
Yeah, definitely. Especially if they spread Jonnu Smith out and then use him as an inline tight end. I'm not sold on whatsoever on the Bengals defense, on the Bengals linebackers, and their ability to cover anybody, especially with Darnell Washington, a former Bulldog, being 6'7" out there coming right off that line. Man, I can see play actions being right there for him. I can see rollouts being right there for him. Aaron Rodgers don't want to run no more, right? Aaron Rodgers don't want to be out there scrambling around all day no more like he used to. He's getting up there in age, so him finding those open targets or those big targets, I like that. And at 20
Mm-hmm.
yards, he should be able to cover that pretty easy. He's averaging almost
Yeah.
2 yards a target a game. Um, should be able to get that. I think this one is one of pick where you rolling with the hot hand. Honestly, you just roll with the hot
Yeah.
hand. If the hot hand is hot, you just keep it hot. And Aaron Rodgers is a veteran quarterback that he will definitely keep it hot.
Mm-hmm. All right. Is that all 6 of our picks?
That's it. So just to recap it real quick, we got Darnell Washington at that 20 yards. We got DK Metcalf at 60 yards. We have Noah Fant, alternate 25 yards. Jalen Warren, alternate 40 yards. Jamar Chase, 70 yards. And Joe Flacco, 225 passing in the air. Oh, you want to give
Well,
a
there
bonus?
you
Who you think gonna win this one?
man, who do I think gonna win this one?
They are at Cincinnati. Steelers 4-1. What you
Who do I
think?
think? Because man, Thursday night the underdogs has been winning. Like,
Yeah, the Giants kind of threw everybody's thing off,
yeah, like
but they were due for one
yeah,
though.
man.
Giants were due for one.
They have. You know what, man? That's tough. It's
I think it's
tough
gonna be a real
because I'm
close one. I think it's gonna be super close.
yeah, I'm looking at a play like here and there. I'm gonna have to roll. You know what? I'm going with Tomlin. I got to go
I'm
with the
Mike Tomlin.
Steelers.
I can tell you this. I
Yeah.
can tell you this. If the Steelers win, the storyline is gonna be their dominance, right? Them the leading in the AFC, right? Because they're gonna be moving to 5-1 up the top with the Colts. Their dominance to the 5-1. If the Bengals win, the storyline is going to be can they hang in there until Joe Burrow come back. I
Yeah.
think those are the two storylines that you're
Yeah.
actually going to be dealing with there.
Yeah.
If the Bengals lose this one, I can tell you right now, the arrow's going to be pointing down for them. They may actually be sellers, so look at them in the trade market because the trade deadline's coming up in the next couple of weeks. So look at them to kind of sell off some pieces, or I ain't gonna say Trey
Yeah.
Hendrickson looks like he's gone, but I don't know.
Man, my thing is like if the Steelers win, they got a comfortable, like little because they're the only above 500 team in their division, I do believe.
Yeah, yeah, yep.
And with the Bengals, I would say this. I think this season is lost for the Bengals, even if Burrow comes back, because because their defense is so sorry and their offensive line is just trash. Because they're going to run up against teams that got a pretty good pass defense, and they can't run the ball. So
Yeah,
when they run up against those teams that are like top 10 in defense and whatnot, it's going to be an issue for the Bengals. Like
yeah,
even with Burrow coming back, because if you can't run the ball, you're gonna have trouble staying in games. Like
yeah,
your quarterback can't run. You know what I'm saying? You don't have a running
yeah.
back.
No.
Yeah,
That's true. Honestly, looking at the schedule going forward, honestly, you still got Pittsburgh again. You got Chicago. You got New England. You still got a lot of good games coming up. And even
yeah.
the New York Jets, their defense is not their offense is trash, but their defense is not bad at all.
So that's what I'm
So I
saying.
don't
So
know.
yeah. So if
They
you
gonna try
can't
what
throw the
they
ball,
But they're gonna try what they can to try to save their season, though. So yeah, I agree with you though. I would definitely go with Pittsburgh on this one, even though I feel like it's gonna be a tight game. I definitely would go with Pittsburgh on this one. So those are our
yeah,
picks for
yeah.
the day. Make sure y'all follow, like, comment, share, subscribe.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. All right. With that being said, we will see y'all on the YouTube for our Sunday's best picks.
Sunday's picks.
All right. So with that being said, fade the books. We out.
Yep.